Jess, hi, good morning to you. Yeah, this shelter set up by the Red Cross, the building you see behind me, is where people are taking refuge for the past few days, and they say they will be staying here throughout the weekend. Now, what's interesting that's been happening in the past hour or so is that folks who left to go check on their homes are coming back now, not necessarily because their homes burned down, but because they're getting notices from Ventura County, from officials that say they cannot use the water, that the water is unsafe to drink, to bathe in, even to boil. They still can't use it. And so folks say, you know what, we'd rather play it safe, come back here and spend another night at the shelter instead of go home and sort of risk it with when it comes to the water, the air quality, as well as any of the other utilities like gas and whether or not it's going to be put back on in the coming day. Now, I want to bring in Vivian because unfortunately you and your adorable dog Tots, we met you guys here at the shelter, but you know that your home has gone, the home that you were living in. You actually were out of town at the time of the fire, but got a phone call from your landlord who said, it's all gone.
Yeah, she told me that the house was burnt down and by the fire, and she told me that she got another couple that was there. She got them out right away, including the animals. So it was a close call there.
You come back instead of your home to this shelter because you had nowhere else to go.
I had nowhere else to go, yeah, and I thought it'd be good to come here and be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know, what's next?
You know, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of taking it day by day.
I know Tots was sleeping in the car last night, and this shelter is animal friendly. You can bring him in if you want to, which is so nice to have that option. You know, but it's you and your dog. And I know you moved to Camarillo just a month ago,
Yeah,
so you've got all of your clothing, your computer you said is now gone.
Yeah.
What's been the experience like? The first thing you said to me was, but this shelter is actually really nice and the people here have been so lovely.
Yes, I've had a very pleasant experience here.
Yeah.
Everybody's very nice and they want to talk to you if you need to talk to them. And they provided, 3 meals and a nice bed, and or it's a cot, but it's nice. And they have like games in there and a TV to keep us updated. They even have a little board that says next update, and they keep us updated.
You know, I know that folks were leaning on their family, and you were saying, unfortunately, your parents have passed, your grandparents have passed, and so you're in this position where you really don't know what's next. And, how will you make that decision moving forward?
Well, the Red Cross, there's a social worker in there, and so I'm just going to ask what my resources are and what's available to me. Yeah.
Well, I wish you and Tots the absolute best. I know it's been a rough 48 hours, but you have such a sweet smile on your face and you have a great attitude, and so thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate it, Vivian. You know, some folks have really been getting through the days by talking to each other, sharing their stories of what it was like to go through that Wednesday. Other folks, as I mentioned, coming back because they're getting that water quality alert and are too concerned to stay at their homes, even though their homes are still standing. They just don't want to chance it, and they've already been through so much. They don't want to go through something even more. So they're saying, we're going to play it safe. We're coming back here and we're going to ride this thing out, especially with other people who are going through the very same thing. We're going to ride it out together. All right, reporting live from Camarillo. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
Annie Rose, thank you for that. The LA City Council is expected to make a final vote today on the selection of Jim McDonnell as the next LA police chief. Mayor Karen Bass selected McDonnell last month. They've approved he will be sworn in during a private ceremony. A public ceremony is planned for next week. McDonnell, a former LA County sheriff, would be taking on significant security challenges over the next few years as LA gets set to host the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and the Olympics. He says his goals include enhancing public safety and trust and growing the LAPD back to full strength.
Dramatic video here of a road worker in upstate New York narrowly surviving a close call with a box truck.
Newly released dash cam footage shows the truck sideswiping the work vehicle, splintering parts of it. You can see the worker's helmet fly off as he narrowly avoids disaster. The New York State Department of Transportation posted the video on social media to share the dangers that workers face every day. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
A grizzly bear enjoying some early November snow in Colorado. 19-year-old Emmett was caught on camera at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo catching snowflakes on his tongue. Emmett and his roommate have been at the